Hello, welcome to Wood Conflict. Today's biggest news is that the British government has refused to grant political asylum to Sheikh Hasina. The UK states that it will not change its immigration policy for Sheikh Hasina and that she should seek asylum in the country she is currently in. In other words, the British government is saying that if Sheikh Hasina has fled from Dhaka to Delhi to save her life, she should seek political asylum from the Indian government, not the UK. Perhaps this is what the Wheel of Time means. The same UK, whose late Queen Elizabeth II hosted a state dinner for Sheikh Hasina at her palace in 2018, has now refused to grant her political asylum. This shows that time does not always remain the same. When she was the Prime Minister of Bangladesh in 2018, a state dinner was held in her honor at the palace. Look at the contrast. Today, when she is no longer the Prime Minister, the UK has closed its doors to her. We have learned from sources that after the UK's refusal, Sheikh Hasina has requested political asylum from the United States, Canada, and some European countries, but these governments are also not in favor of granting it. It seems that Sheikh Hasina may ultimately have to seek political asylum from the Indian government and might have to stay here for some more days. Sheikh Hasina has two children. Her elder son, Sajab Waist, lives in London, and her daughter, Saima Waist, lives in Delhi. If Sheikh Hasina takes political asylum in Delhi, she can stay with her daughter. Until a day ago, Sheikh Hasina had 3 large private bungalows worth around 100 crore rupees in Bangladesh and several luxury apartments. But today, she has neither her own home nor her own country. She is waiting for a country to grant her political asylum so that she can go and live there. Consider this. In the last 15 years as Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina traveled to more than 70 countries, but today, not a single one of them has come forward to offer her political asylum. This shows that the world bows to you only as long as you are of use to them or hold power. As soon as you lose your power, the world turns its back on you, and you are left alone in your sorrow. This is a lesson to learn from Sheikh Hasina's case, whether you are in politics or outside of it. For the past 28 hours, Sheikh Hasina has been staying at a safe house at the Hindon Air Force Station near Ghaziabad, Delhi, to save her life. This is the plane she arrived in from Dhaka, and now this plane has returned to Bangladesh. Look at what happened next. Is it right to call these people students who broke into former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's house and not only looted her undergarments but also waved them around publicly, making a vulgar display? The world is calling these people protesting students, the youth power. But think, how can such young people be students who broke into their former Prime Minister's house and looted her sarees, blouses, undergarments, and brass, and then showcased them on camera, creating such an obscene spectacle as if they were publicly stripping and mob lynching the 76-year-old Sheikh Hasina in her absence? Look at these pictures. People stole her sarees, blouses, and undergarments, and then made a vulgar display of them in front of the cameras. Imagine how horrific this scene must have been, with a crowd of 40,000 men making fun of and trampling a woman's clothes and undergarments while the onlookers celebrated. Sheikh Hasina is 76 years old, and most of these young people are of the age of her children or even grandchildren. But look at what they are doing, which shows their mentality. These people claim they have defeated Sheikh Hasina, but the bitter truth is that these pictures have defeated Bangladesh. As a nation and as a society, this insult is not just Sheikh Hasina's insult. It is an insult to the 8 crore women of Bangladesh who now may live in fear that such an incident could happen to them one day. The world is calling these young people youth power and saying that this is a revolution by the youth. But what kind of youth power is this, where a woman's undergarments are mocked in such a manner? Imagine if Sheikh Hasina had stayed a few more minutes at the Prime Minister's residence, or if she had been delayed in escaping, and this frenzied crowd had caught her. What would they have done to her? Sheikh Hasina, if she is watching these pictures, must be feeling fortunate that she did not fall into their hands. We want to say today that these young people can be anything but students, and their intention to end reservations can certainly not be the sole motive behind their actions. The protest was perhaps for something else entirely. And in a country like India, those who are saying that these young people have restored democracy in Bangladesh, that this is youth power, and that this is a revolution against a dictator, we want to tell them that people who restore democracy are not so weak that they would strip a former prime minister, a female prime minister, of her clothes and undergarments in this way. Look at the pictures. These pictures will shame women around the world, will shame the youth and students globally. The most important thing is that these young people were protesting against reservation, claiming that they should get jobs based on their talent and merit. Is this their talent? Is this their merit? Do they want to get jobs based on this talent? Look for yourself. These pictures are very unfortunate, and if any woman anywhere in the world, in Bangladesh, in India, or any other part, sees these pictures, she will feel very sad and disappointed about what is happening to the youth of this world. Does it seem to you that these young people are revolutionaries? Do you think they are bringing a revolution for a purpose or to restore democracy? Today, we worry that if Sheikh Hasina had stayed in her house for a few more minutes, if she had been delayed in escaping, and this crowd had reached there, we might have been reporting a different story today. Imagine what these people would have done to her. It's something to think about. Friends, this is our new YouTube channel. You will continue to get such videos here, so please support us, as it is not possible without your support. Thanks.